Good day, friends. I trust that you and your family are well. I just wanted to share a little bit on, some of the things that apparently people still don't know or don't understand about Christmas. Now, let me just say that I'm not here to tell anybody don't celebrate Christmas, to criticize anybody for celebrating it, or to pass any judgment whatsoever for those who celebrate Christmas. I myself celebrated Christmas for most of my life. It was for me something that I really, really enjoyed. I liked it, right? And I'm not. I never participated in carnival. That's not my thing. But Christmas, yes, I was all in with Christmas. It's a time of the year I look forward to. Now, again, that was before I had a proper understanding of the origins, right, and what really the celebration was about. Now, the other thing with it is that religious people need a justification for the things that they do. Now, people who aren't believers, people who they don't need a justification. They do what they want to do because they like it, right, or because they have some benefit in doing so. And that is where, for me, I think the the discussion surrounding Christmas is important, right? Let me add again, this is mainly today to provide a little clarity for believers, because as I said, some of the justifications that people are given as to why they are doing it is not, it doesn't make sense, it doesn't line up, right? Now, let me give you an example. Imagine my wife decides that she wants to celebrate my birthday, and to do something to show appreciation, or to commemorate that birthday in whatever way. And she chooses to do so by doing it on a day when she know I wasn't born, but not just that I wasn't born, but on the day that she probably would have celebrated one of her ex's birthday, right? So that's the day that she choose. On top of that, she would, cook things and prepare meals that her ex would like, right? Not just that her ex would like, but things that I don't like, right? And then, do, whatever rituals that he would like and that I don't like. Let's say, for example, you watch a BET marathon. They are accustomed to doing that. That's what she used to do. And she decided she's going to do that on my birthday. Now, I hate BET, by the way, right? I don't like BET at all. Can't play BET in my house, right? We'll get into that another time. So, now, if that is the way that she is choosing, now again, she loves me, she professes her love to me openly, but that is the way that she choose to celebrate my birthday without any consideration for what I would want. That, for me, is how believers, kind of run off the rail in trying to justify celebrating Christmas. All right, so I just want to cover a couple things because I don't want the video to be long. Again, I am no authority, right? I have done, looking into this for myself, and the information is available to you as well. All right, so there's a lawnmower who got the audio is coming through fine. Now, in terms of the date, December the 25th, it is a date that has recent significance. I mean, in terms of all of history, right? The date, December the 25th, aligns with, of course, the Roman calendar, which is only about 2,000 years old, right? Now, so the date, December 25th, doesn't have significance going back to the origins of Christmas, or what would have been celebrated as Christmas. Now, initially, the winter solstice was the time that pagan religions, going all the way back, would have celebrated the rebirth of the sun god, right? Because at the winter solstice, you move from the period of very short days, and from the 24th, 23rd to 24th in our calendar, which we align in our calendar, the day begins to get longer. So the sun begins to regain dominance in the whole cosmos, right? And that is the time that was chosen to celebrate the reborn sun, right? S-U-N. Now, all the ancient peoples were religious, meaning that they identified a deity, and they ascribed homage and reverence to deities, right? Many deities they would worship, and so on. A deity for different things: sun, moon, your agriculture, marriage, war, what have you. They had gods aligning with that, right? Now, when this celebration started with having their prominent well, let me explain first the grove, right? Because the worship was done in what is called a grove. The Bible talks about that extensively all throughout the Old Testament, about groves. Now, again, we would know that Abraham built a grove to Yahshua, right? He built a grove because that's how they knew to worship. He was from Mesopotamia, from Ur of the Chaldees, and that is how they would worship. A grove is a group of trees that would create an enclosure, right, where worship would be done inside of that enclosure. There would be a central part to that enclosure, which would be a huge tree. In the different areas in Egypt, it might be a palm. In Lebanon, it might have been a cedar, right? It might have been a fir tree, in other areas and so on. But a prominent big tree that would represent the central part. Around this big tree would have the different idols, statues, paintings, carvings, what have you, that would be symbols of the god and goddesses and so on. Now, I'm giving you a very compressed version, and you can go look it up for yourself. All right. So this tradition passed on from generation to generation and across cultures as well. Right. You find this in all cultures. Right. I mean, as I describe it, you may know that there are cultures here that still practice this type of worship. Right. The Bohemian Grove is associated with prominent people in our society, and they have this still, where they do worship to the all-seeing owl in California somewhere, right? So this is something that is still known, but again, because we don't know, we are drawn in to these practices. Now, obviously, I'm making reference here now to the Christmas tree. I've heard a lot of people try to justify it, saying, well, it's this, and Christians started it here and that and the other. Now, again, it is sort of ironic that people never use scripture verses of the Bible to give any type of, authoritative stance in things that we do. But we admit, no, it's not this, it's not that, but not being able to use the scripture. That is ironic, because in the 15th century, which is the time that people would attribute a lot of the Christmas tree and Christianity, that was the time when you had Protestantism, becoming dominant, right? Again, you have a situation where, so with Christianity becoming state religions in places like Germany, they began to outlaw worshipping in the groves, right? Now, what would happen then is that this tradition that took place, which would normally have people burning the Yule log, right? You would hear about that, and they would burn the Yule log, and then a night ceremony would be, dressing the prominent tree, which would represent again the reborn sun god, and in the morning the resurrected, not resurrected, but the reborn tree, which is supposed to represent the reborn of the rebirth of the log that was burnt, right? So they burnt the log at night, decked the tree that was the prominent tree in the grove, and the day after they would then come and do their rituals to the sun god, the tree representing the sun god, right? And that's how the ritual was. Now, when these countries became Protestant, this ritual went inside. They had to carry, of course, they would be in trouble for doing it outside. So that's how the tree that eventually became the Christmas tree went inside, right? So that's how we have it in our houses now. Now, again, for me, I would have liked to know this before. Again, if you continue with it, that's your prerogative. But again, this is not a time for us to be ignorant, right? The Bible does not support, encourage, right, or ask for ignorance in any kind of way. So this is the reason for me giving this. Again, don't accept or believe anything I'm saying. Please go check it out yourself. Right? So now this is something that if we understand that this is what these traditions, however reformed, however rebranded, however whatever shape it might take today, we cannot ascribe that to the God of the Bible. We cannot ascribe that to the Messiah of the Bible, who said to us, loving him means keeping his father's commandments, right? So we can claim that yes, we love him and that's why we keep Christmas, but just like the example I gave with my wife choosing to celebrate my birthday by doing things that I don't like does not make sense. Now, at the end of the day, if we admit that we do these things because we like it, because we want to do it, because it is something that we enjoy, it's easier to find, a logical way for continuing doing it rather than for now knowing the truth. Because many believers now know, they would accept and admit that no, Jesus wasn't born on the 25th of December, but we're doing it because this is why we, attributing this time and this season and so on. Now, if it is that you were the one that choosing to do it, you would do it at your convenient time. You would do it when you want to do it. Why not June? Why not August? Why not January? Right? Again, you're doing it because it's tradition, because you like it, and because we want to do it. Now, again, none of those things have anything to do with the true Messiah of Scripture. Now, again, that for me is why I have, divorced myself from from celebrating or taking part in these activities. All right, those who argue that it's not about the tree, but you have one, then why? Right? And again, this is a question you're asking yourself. So to me, nobody has to justify anything to me, right? I have no rewards for anybody, but again, I want people to see and understand that the God of the Bible is specific with the worship that he wants. He doesn't want people to worship him in the way they choose. That's not the God of the Bible, right? So again, friends, it went on a little longer than I would have liked. As I said, this information is not secret, it's not private information. Everything is out there for those who want to see and to understand. And I I cast no judgment with it, but I ask for people who, particularly for believers today, because we want to know that we are being pleasing to the Most High, and that we are not being conformed and shaped by the practices, traditions, and cultures of this world, right? So I hope that you continue to be safe, be blessed, and until next time, Yahweh, take care.